Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, or Crosswatcher. Welcome to the Fire Horse Tarot, hence the fire horse behind me. Isn't he beautiful? I'm sure that you can appreciate that. Welcome to your What Are Their Intention readings. Just as the title suggests, we're going to be looking at the person you are dealing with's intentions towards you. Now, this could be anything. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everybody, like in every single way. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I'm sure that if the title or whatever it is that has brought you here today, there is something here of value for you. Or there will be as soon as I start laying out the cards. Okay. And just before we get started, I do want to mention that I am available for personal readings. If that's something that you would be interested in, please check out the description box below for all the details on how you can get in touch with me and book a personal reading. So let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into this reading for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, or Crosswatcher. Somebody maybe is dealing with a Scorpio and you'd like some insight. Just know that tarot is not set in stone. It is proof that you have a choice in life. And we use tarot as a tool to see where we are, see what choices we're making, and do we want to put our energy into, to continue to put our energy into something, or maybe we want to pivot and change directions. Tarot gives us the tools to decide whether we want to do that or not. So please show me the person that Scorpio or Scorpio Crosswatcher is dealing with, and what are their intentions, motivations, actions that they're taking towards Scorpio or Scorpio Crosswatcher, please. Just one more shuffle. Please show me Scorpio and the person that they are dealing with. What are the intentions here? Thank you. Okay, so this first card is going to be the energy of the person that you're dealing with. The second card is going to be how they're seeing you. Now, this isn't necessarily how you are, but we all see people through our own personal lenses. So this is just how they're seeing you, right? So this is their energy. This is how they're showing up to the reading. And this is how they are viewing you, Scorpio or Scorpio Crosswatcher. This third card is going to be the action that they're taking towards you. And the fourth card is what they are motivated by. The bottom of the deck is going to be your energy. So what we see here at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands reversed. So the Seven of Wands is usually a card of defense. So, you know, I can kind of, you know, see that as being a very Scorpio type of card, you know, because Scorpio is really good at not just defense, but also offense. You know, they are good at keeping space around them. They're good at emotional mastery, you know, and really in tune with their emotions. At least the high vibrational Scorpios are. Now there can be some distorted, you know, Scorpios, which is on a totally different level. But it looks like somebody here is letting their guard down. Somebody here is not fighting anymore. You know, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. You know, maybe, you know, we don't know until we get into it, you know, exactly what's going on here. Behind the Seven of Wands reversed, we have the Seven of Swords, which is not always a bad card. Some readers automatically view it as a bad card, but it's actually a card of strategy, just maybe needing to do something a little bit differently. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these four. So we have 3 sevens, which is pretty significant. 3 sevens, 21, which is a 3. No, 3 is the number of manifestation. But what I'm seeing here is the Seven of Pentacles. Let's see that. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. We have the Sun in the upright. And then we have the Seven of Swords in the upright. And we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So I definitely feel like there's strategy at play here. You're going after your happiness. It looks like you've been stagnant in something with that Seven of Pentacles. You're tired of the way things are. You're ready to do things differently with that Seven of Swords. And doing things differently may mean letting your guard down, because maybe you have just been too protective, too defensive of yourself in the past concerning this person, and maybe you're ready to let this person in. Maybe they finally earned your trust, right? So let's see their energy. Let's see if that is really the case. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, she cuts through the crap. Like, she does not take any crap. She's sitting there on her throne. I love the Queen of Swords, by the way. But she's sitting there on her throne, and she's basically saying, come correct or don't come at all. You know, she's beckoning. She has one hand forward, like, come on, you can come forward. But she's got this other hand. She's got a sword in her hand. People tend to be quite hesitant, to come forward, because if you don't come correct, she's going to, use that sword, which is the sword of truth. Very powerful energy this person is coming in with. So that could be you, or, if you were the cross-watching for Scorpio or Scorpio energy. And again, these are just energies. We all have Scorpio somewhere in our chart, right? So how does this Queen of Swords see you? They see Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, this is another card of letting your guard down here. They see that you're opening up to something, because normally if the Nine of Swords upright, that's the wounded warrior. Like, he's set a line, he's drawn a line in the sand there. Thou shalt not pass. There is a very strong indicator here that, there's some boundaries. This is a card of boundaries, like this. This way is no boundaries. So something is definitely coming down. Maybe you've had like a lot of walls in, but in order to achieve that happiness, the sun, is your happiness. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to do something different with that Seven of Swords. It's just changing your strategy, and that means letting somebody in. Letting somebody, a lot of times we put walls up for many different reasons, and they can show up in a lot of different ways too. I don't really see, this is a person's intentions towards you, but, and it could be anybody. This is a general reading. This could be a boss situation. This could be a family, friend, lover, spouse. I just don't really see a lot of, love cards here at the time. Things are, we got a lot of fire with the wands, with the sun. We've got that Seven of Pentacles reversed. We've got the swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. So this is kind of like a very fiery, airy, dry type of energy here that I'm seeing. So I'm not seeing like a lot of like mushy-gushy love emotions. Could be, but I really feel like it's steering more in like more of a platonic relationship, maybe a business relationship, maybe a family member that you're dealing with. They're basically saying, look, I don't, you come correct or you don't come at all. Or you're going to get it, right? Let's see, what are their actions that they're taking towards you? Oh, there's the love. Okay, so I love that. So this is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is one of my most favorite cards in the deck, because it doesn't speak to just like love in a human sense. This is love in a divine sense. This is like the love of God, the love of spirit. And this person is coming at you with that love, and it's like that's unconditional love too. So definitely picking up strong family vibes here for the Scorpio collective, Scorpio cross watcher. You know, and it's not uncommon, for Scorpios to receive a lot of love. You're a very lovable sign, very, very lovable. And I actually have a Scorpio daughter myself, so I know that energy very, very well. But let's see. So they're wanting to offer you this cup of love, and I do feel like it feels good to me, honestly. It just needs to be correct. That's all they're saying. And I think you're getting that. The walls are coming down because we don't have it just once, we have it twice here. The Seven of Wands reversed, the Nine of Wands reversed. But their motivations here are the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay, so we do have on the board, we have the Sun, which is Leo energy. Real quick, we have the Queen of Swords, which is Libra energy, cardinal air, and then now we have the Knight of Swords, which is Gemini energy. So definitely could be dealing with an air sign here. Definitely could be dealing with a Leo, a Libra, a Gemini, any one of those combinations. So you may want to check out those readings. I'm not seeing any similarities with those readings yet, but definitely their energy is here. The motivation that this person is being driven by, like to take this action of love, is the Knight of Swords, which could mean a lot of things, but mostly I'm picking up that maybe there's been a lack of communication here. Maybe you stopped talking to this person, or this person stopped talking to you, which has caused you to start to take your guards down. The love is starting to grow, which is exactly what was needed. Was the guard was needing to come down, needed to come correct in some type of way. And I'm really picking up that this Knight of Swords reversed is your energy. They're being motivated by you and your actions and the things that you're doing to really show that you're here for what for this relationship, that you're here for this love and this companionship that's going on here. You're willing to do the work. One of the things with the Knight of Swords in the upright is, and I like to mention this because it's so significant, so obvious on this card. If you look at that horse is stressed out. It's being ridden to death. Okay, this guy is trying to force his way, his will, his communication, whatever. He can be very, very determined and very, very sharp with his words. So can the Queen of Wands. But when he's coming up in this reverse position, it looks like he's not doing any of that. Like he's finally like getting the picture and just kind of chilling out and not trying to force the issue, letting things play out as they will. And that's really a beautiful thing, because it's causing this person wanting to come towards you with this Ace of Cups. That's lovely. Okay, so I'm picking up that that is the reading here. But what I don't want to leave you right there. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I want to go ahead and, again, this is a general reading. It's going to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And you just got to take what really speaks to you, and maybe it's just a few things, and maybe none of it, but that's why we're going to draw a spirit animal for you now to just help you get some guidance, something to focus on in the future, maybe help you to navigate this energy a little bit more. Spirit, please show me for Scorpio rising, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Scorpio cross watcher energy, whatever that may be, whoever you are. Let's get you some guidance here from the spirit lands, from the animal kingdom. Okay. And for you, my friend, we have the Bee community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. So again, like, this card is really just driving that energy of like somebody who was feeling like had these walls up and like, no, I'm not going to love. You cannot love me. I'm not lovable. This is somebody who is finally, this is beautiful, because this is somebody who's finally letting their guard down. They're finally letting the walls down and opening up to receive. You are worthy of love. You are worthy to receive love. We all are. And even you, it's not just about you. you know, giving everything, or the other person giving everything, or you got to have these walls up and be like, no, you know, I can't be loved. You know, and we do have, like, life happens to us. We go through things. We have heartbreak. We have, you know, traumas. We have pain that needs to be transmuted. Like, it's all a part of life. It's all a part of building our character and making us who we really are. But it can cause us to build these walls, and it can cause us to shut people out who actually are meant to be in our lives. So I think that's what I'm seeing here. Like, please let me know in the comments if you feel so inclined to let me know exactly, like, what is it that's going on here. And I would really, really love that. But what I'm picking up, you know, is the B, community. Community is so important. It's so important that we have that community support and we have those community connections. So, like, whoever you are, just, you're doing the right thing. I know it may be scary, but the walls have to come down. The walls aren't meant to stay up forever. You know, maybe this was necessary to build those walls at some times. You know, it's good to have healthy boundaries, but we also have to know when to let the right people in as well. And I do feel like this person has good intentions. They have nothing but love for you. They just want things to be correct and right. You know, they're not going to put up with any bullshit from you either. So keeping that in mind, we're just going to now ask for 3 cards of advice from Spirit. Spirit, please show me 3 cards of advice for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Scorpio Crosswatcher. Could definitely be a Scorpio Crosswatcher. And if you are the Crosswatcher here, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep standing your ground. Don't settle for nothing but the correctness that you know. Definitely could be dealing with a Libra here. Definitely. And actually, now that I'm saying that, I just dawned on me, like, my daughter, who I said is a Scorpio sun, her boyfriend, or now fiance, is a Libra sun. So definitely, you know, there are those water air combinations out there. They're very, very powerful. So definitely could be dealing with a Libra here. That's all I'm trying to get out. 3 cards of advice, please, for Scorpio and Scorpio Crosswatcher. 3 cards of advice. And again, if you are dealing with the Libra, I did just do a pretty powerful Libra reading. Maybe something that you want to check out as well. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so your 3 cards of advice. We have sit with the wound. Again, speaking of that, you're being wounded in the past. If we build those walls and we stay in our little fortress, our fortress can become a prison. And then we're not really healing from those wounds. We're actually just reliving them day after day after day. Then we have align with your higher path. Yep, you can see that too. That's what that Ace of Cups is speaking towards, you know, the more divine love, you know, soul union, which is really what Scorpio is here for. That Scorpio energy is so, so powerful as far as like blending and osmosis of multiple energies in one. And then we have unbind the inner chains. So sit with the wound, you know, sit with the wound, heal yourself. Not everything needs to be fixed right away. Some healing begins when you're willing to stay with what hurts. So again, you know, be willing to go into that pain, do that shadow work, sit with the wound, feel it, speak it out if you need to, but most of all, just let it feel it and let it like bubble up and just disintegrate and disperse out from around you, and to let that energy transmute itself out into the other. It's not something that you have to think about. It's not something that you have to do. You just have to be, and it will actually just take care of itself. But you have to first be willing to touch that pain, get in touch with it, and let it be there. Accept it. And then it will start to expand and it will just kind of move out. But that's a little bit more into like energy healing type work. Right now, we're just doing some tarot, but that's just a little extra for you here today, just because I love my Scorpios. So their next card is align with your higher path. We all have a higher purpose, a higher path. We're all here for a soul mission. So the more you align with the more you align with your soul's truth, the less resistance you'll face. Flow with purpose, not pressure. So rather than trying to force things or trying to block everything out, try to align with it. You want to match that energy. If you're wanting to bring something into your life, if you're wanting the best for yourself and for others, you want to match it. You want to match the frequency of it, because then you will be like a magnet and you'll attract it to you if you can match that frequency. Not forcefully, just by being with what is. Again, just by sitting in the space and total acceptance of what is, and just asking for your highest potential, your highest divine life path, and just allow the universe to bring it to you and align with it by matching. You have to be what you want, because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you're trying to attract something that you're not matching the frequency of, you're going to match the frequency of whatever you are, and that thing that you're actually wanting to bring out is just, you're just going to be chasing it forever. So it all starts within, is what I'm trying to say. Unbind the inner chains. Unbind the inner chains. This is a card that speaks about past lives to me. So you may want to also go into your past lives and see what kind of healing is going on from there, because it's possible that there's something that you put walls up that didn't even happen to you in this particular reality that you're living right now. It could be other past realities, which are actually parallel realities, but again, we won't get into that. But it's just easier to think of it as past lives, past realities that you may need to heal. Bring those walls down and come into alignment with that energy as well, so that it can come into healing too. And then you're bringing all of your multidimensional selves into the healing space, and you're healing it all at once, with your one single lifetime right here, right now, in this moment. But anyways, the card says, unbind inner chains. Your soul is ready to be free. Let go of self-imposed limitation and step into your power. Okay, Scorpio, that was beautiful reading. I thank you for being here, and it's a pleasure to read for you. And until I read for you again, peace and love.